Hi, welcome to Nagesh Biology online classes. Those who have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like and share to your friends. Let's discuss about Kingdom Protista. Protista kingdom, it consists of different types of organisms like chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds and protozoans. These are 5 different types of organisms are placed in Protista kingdom by R.H. Whittaker. Third group of organisms, they are called euglenoids. Euglenoids, they are unicellular organisms, eukaryotic organisms. Eukaryotes. All euglenoids are unicellular organisms. Euglenoids, they prefer to live in fresh water, especially in the fresh water. They prefer stagnant water. The euglenoids, they do not consist of cell wall. Cell wall is completely absent in euglenoids. But instead of cell wall, they are surrounded by protein rich layer that is called pellicle. Now we will discuss detailed information about euglenoids with the help of well-known example Euglena. Now I am drawing the structure of Euglena. Once you observe Euglena cell, so it consists of 2 flagella. So one is short flagellum, another one long flagellum. Short flagellum connected to long flagellum. So the Euglena, it is eukaryotic organism. It consists of well developed nucleus. This is the structure of nucleus. Around the nucleus, it consists of many chloroplasts. All these are chloroplasts. Now it also consists of contractile vacuole. It maintains osmoregulation in the cell. This is a contractile vacuole. So once you observe carefully the structure, so anterior part, this side is known as anterior side of the cell. Now anterior side, mainly one invagination you can observe, that is invagination. The pellicle layer, it invaginates and it helps to formation of different structures. First structure, this is called cytostome. This cytostome, otherwise known as cell mouth. Just below the cytostome, or cytostome opens into one small cavity that is called cytopharynx. This is also called gullet. So just at the base of the flagella, you can observe one more structure that is known as reservoir. That reservoir, it consists of one red color structure that is called stigma. Here one red color structure will be there, that is known as stigma. That stigma consists of carotenoid pigments astaxanthin. That stigma, that is responsible to stay the euglena near the light. So here, long flagellum and short flagellum. They are connected with each other. So here, chloroplasts consist various pigments. They are equal to higher plants. The chloroplast, what they consist of? Chlorophyll A pigment found, and as well as chlorophyll B also found, and xanthophyll. So whatever pigments found in Euglena, they are either maybe chlorophyll A or chlorophyll B, xanthophyll, they are equal to higher plants. But the most important point, entire Euglena surrounded by a protein rich layer that is called pellicle. But they do not consist of cell wall. But here Euglena exhibits mixotrophic nutrition. So in Euglena only exhibits mixotrophic nutrition. But mixotrophic nutrition means here presence of light. They act like autotrophic organism. Absence of light, they behave like heterotrophic nutrition. But two types of nutritions can be seen in euglenoids, especially in Euglena. The type of nutrition is called mixotrophic nutrition. Here mixotrophic nutrition, presence of light, especially whenever light is available, they act like a photosynthetic organism. But whenever the light is not found, whenever light is not available to organism, so absence of light, it exhibits heterotrophic nutrition. Absence of light, it exhibits heterotrophic nutrition. Two types of nutritions can be seen in one single organism. So Euglena is a best example for mixotrophic nutrition. Once if you see the reproduction, so mainly binary fission you can observe in the Euglena. So binary fission, especially longitudinal binary fission. One single cell, it divides longitudinally and produces two equal identical daughter cells. So that is the simple asexual reproduction can be seen in Euglenids, especially in the Euglena. That is longitudinal binary fission. But in addition that here, so majority of Euglenoids, they exhibits Palmella stage. That is a unique feature can be seen in the Euglenids. The Palmella stage. Many cells, they are surrounded by gelatinous layer. So that stage is called Palmella stage. That can be seen in the Euglenoids, especially in the Euglena. Once you see, this is just one common gelatinous sheath. So it is surrounded by a layer, that is a gelatinous sheath. Just a water layer will be there. Inside gelatinous layer you can observe many Euglena cells, but they lost the flagella. These are Euglena cells. So this stage is known as Palmella stage. Total surrounded by gelatinous layer, but inside you can observe many Euglena cells. But all these cells, they lost the flagella. So non-flagellated cells are covered by mucilaginous sheath. This stage is called Palmella stage. The next group of organisms that is found in Protistans, slime molds. So in the Protista kingdom, so fourth group of organisms, they are known as slime molds. But here slime molds are saprophytic protistans. they exhibit saprophytic nutrition. So saprophytic protistans are best example. Slime mold. It's easy to remember for exam. Slime mold first letter is S. Saprophytic protestant or saprophytic nutrition first letter is S. Slime molds entire body, it will move on decaying twigs and leaves. For example, here once you see it is a leaf is there, decaying leaf, or otherwise so a branch is there. So slime mold, it will move on decaying twig or on decaying leaf. It will spread on decaying twig or on decaying leaf. It will develop and it engulf organic material. That organic materials are engulfed by the slime mold. This is a slime mold. That slime mold, it engulf organic material. But here suitable conditions, it forms plasmodium. So once you see here the suitable conditions. In suitable conditions, the total slime mold, it form a plasmodium structure. Once see here, whatever structure I am drawing, that is called plasmodium. It is not surrounded by cell wall. It is surrounded by a sticky fluid that is known as slime. This total structure, it is formed during suitable condition. This structure is called plasmodium. So this plasmodium, it consists of many diploid nuclei, but all these nuclei surrounded by a sticky fluid that is known as slime. This is known as nucleus. But aggregation of many nuclei structure that is known as plasmodium, that is formed in suitable condition. But how these many nuclei are formed? Because of free nuclear division. Only nucleus divides, but it is not enclosed by cell wall. Nuclear division occurs. Because of that, it consists of many nuclei that is formed during suitable condition. During unfavorable condition, this plasmodium develops fruiting bodies. That fruiting bodies again develops spores. Once you see here the whatever structure I am drawing, that is called plasmodium. This is structure of plasmodium. This plasmodium, it consists of many nuclei. This structure already formed in suitable condition. During unfavorable condition, this structure, it develops a specialized structure that is called a fruiting body. That fruiting body developed during unfavorable conditions on plasmodium. That fruiting body, it develops uninucleate, unicellular spores. These are known as spores. So here these spores, or each spore, it consists of cell wall. Cell wall, it is found around each and every spore. But whereas around plasmodium, whatever this line is there, it is not a cell wall. This is slime. Just a sticky gelatinous fluid will be there around plasmodium. So these spores are small and microscopic in nature. These spores are dispersed by air current. So spores are dispersed by air current. These spores, they scatter to different places. So they are dispersed by air to different places. Whenever suitable conditions will form, again new slime mold will form. But Here the slime mold speciality, it exhibits fungi-like character, plant-like character and animal-like character. So once you will see the fungi-like feature. So especially in fungi only fruiting bodies are formed. A specialized spores producing structure, that is fruiting body, it is a main characteristic feature of fungi. So the fungi-like feature, that is formation of fruiting body. So that also observed in slime mold. Next, so plant-like feature. So once you observe carefully, spores are surrounded by cellulosic cell wall, that is plant-like. So plants cells cell wall made up of cellulose. That cellulosic cell wall found around each and every spore, that is plant-like feature. Next, animal-like feature also you can observe in slime mold. Animal-like feature means absence of cell wall around plasmodium. So here plasmodium do not consist cell wall. Cell wall is not found in animal cells. So this is one plasmodium character. Around the plasmodium there will be one sticky fluid will be there, that is animal-like feature. Once you observe the slime molds, they are exhibiting fungi-like character, so plant-like character and animal-like characters. So this special group of organisms placed in Protista kingdom by R.H.